What's up, YouTube? CutForman221 here, and welcome back. The break has been over for COH 2. I finished wrapping up my exams, and I was pretty happy with the results. Definitely needed that time. There was some rather difficult, concepts on some of those exams. Anyway, we are back with COH 2. I just played a match today with Lipton and Nick and Schnappy. The whole team is back, basically. So let's talk about this map here. So Nick and Lipton are up north. Nick is the USA. Lipton is in the yellow here, as the Brits are going to be fighting over the fuel points here. This map is kind of weird because we have two victory points in the middle, one here and one in the far north, and one here. So there's more than there's 5 victory points throughout the map. So each player gets their own automatic victory point at the very end of the map here, and there's these kind of middle ones you fight for. And the field, of course, is kind of tricky. This is very urban fighting. It's very hard to get up here. It's very choke pointy. You have this area right here. This area right here you can go into. But a lot of the fighting happens around the road. That's just where units default. That's just where units basically default and put themselves there. So I'm blue. I'm in the middle. Not very much action, honestly, is going to happen for me in the middle, in the beginning at least. Basically, I'm just going to be taking the fuel and setting up. I'm expecting getting pushed by the orange player, but we'll see what he does. This is somewhat of an advanced tactic by Nick here. How was his Nick, right? Yeah. Nick is placing down tank traps, which give him heavy cover, so he's getting his guys some kind of cover. This is where a lot of the action is going to be taking place. And then we have Schnappy in the south engaging. Penals, actually, they're telling me this. Penals now can get anti-tank rifles, which I think is a little ridiculous, but. And they can throw targeted satchel charges since the last time. You gotta be careful of these these guys have the SVT-40s or something, the semi-auto. So our opponents are machine gun spamming. Yeah, 3 machine guns, I would call that a spam within 2 minutes. And it is somewhat of a brutal fight on this side here. A lot of rifles here, but Lipton is trying to cut off the flow of Axis reinforcements to the top here. But they already have enough units up here, a ton of units actually. And now he's getting suppressed on machine guns, so it's making this kind of a no man's land, this road right here. Meanwhile, I briefly tried to push to take this victory point, but there's a Kupelwagen on there, so I have to be a little careful. Meanwhile, I set up my guys in the houses here and the buildings. Nice satchel charge down. Is he going to see this? Oh no! And goodbye. There we go. Squad wiped out. That was a good catch right there. Yeah, losing squads like that is not good. There's a giant. There's a little bit of a blob there, but Nick's mortar is starting to rain hell down on these guys. And yeah, so this is kind of, it's like a weird, this is kind of like an embankment, a little bit of a, looks like a water reservoir or something. Anyway, he threw a satchel charge at him, actually. So he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has the penals up here, and he has my units right here, so I'm going to have to help him out once his point's captured. So I'm going to start running my units up to attack this Kupelwagen, try to sandwich it. We are getting no fuel right now. We only have 25 compared to our opponents who are getting 36, so only about 10 difference. And these guys are very, very low health, so Nick's nice little defenses here are benefiting Lipton. Almost letting that guy die here, so I'm trying a new strategy. I'm going to be using the armored car to try to break the Axis MG nests and stuff they have here. I want to help push. I basically want to fix this for my allies. I want my allies to be able to take this fuel, so by helping out there, I figure that will do a lot of good. I'm getting shredded right here. I'm going to get behind the wall, so only these units can now really shoot here. Give us that bonus. And we're going to target and kill the Kupelwagen, and now we can focus fire on this one unit here, and that's not going to be good for him. He's going to have to fall back. So right now we're losing on victory points, but that's only because we weren't taking the other things. All is quiet on this front right now. They are not protecting this point at all, so I'm gonna put the hurt on them for the victory points here. Oh, satchel. Yeah, he's gonna run away from that one. And what is giving him all this power to get these satchels is having both munitions in the center. Our opponents are completely starved of munitions. Yeah, it looks like Pino's seem to be doing pretty well in my opinion. I always like these units. I definitely like the satchel charge. It was great for taking out very mocked bunkers early on. In COH too.
Heavy armored car ready.
Oh, imagine if he had pushed forward and threw 2 satchels on that. I don't know if he'll actually do this or not. I would. It should not be having the munitions though. Yeah, he only has 1 munitions. Oh, is this right next to your man, Schnappy? Oh, he got it. So, just denied his opponent that. Cost him some more fuel. That's a good thing. Anyway, my armored cars out here. I think for how strong these things are, they're a little expensive because you have to unlock them first. You have to unlock them for 15 and they cost you 60 fuel. That's a little ridiculous. So, anyway, there's a mine right here. I saw an AT gun, and I figured there would be more, or some mines, or something. This is actually an enemy mine right here set up. I actually went right up to the brink. So I am not, yeah, these must be enemy mines. I am not going to pursue that. I am going to, however, try to provide some support to Nick here. Now, the only bad thing about the guard tower is a grenade will wipe out everybody in here. So the OKW have this special reinforced wire here. So you can't cut it or run it over with light vehicles, but you can shoot it. So I actually managed to wipe out. This is what's left of a Storm Pioneer squad. That one guy right there. So a lot of action up north here. I wonder if let's give a follow camera. You can kind of see what I kind of like it, but I don't. It's kind of a little bit of jerky on the screen here. So he's gonna come up in a group like this. This is. No, so I'm going to turn my armor to get the frontal armor here and do less damage. So great, he hurt me a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap here. That he left, and this is just providing support fire to these guys. He doesn't have a strong gun here, but he got 3 kills. So I tried to run this thing over, and it's not letting me, so I'm glitching out a little bit here with my armored car. But these guys are outnumbered and they're going to be pushed off the field. This is a highly defensible position, actually. You have to break down this area right here to really get in, otherwise you have to come up this main alleyway. And Lipton building a Bofors right here. A little dangerous considering the enemy will probably get infantry support guns, which they have. But very good being able to cut off this area right here. And Lipton repaired my armored car. So it's working out. So we're winning on victory points. We have 4 out of 5 of them, and the 5th one's back here, so we're definitely not getting that. Shabby's also using snipers to help support against this. And he built another headquarters there, close to the wreckage of the other one. Wow, those guys are down to 1 man. Yeah, I just saw my guy's Garrison in here. He's going to try to run around the building and get shot at by me. He poses no threat whatsoever. And the most important thing is that the fuel is now ours. I've now chosen my commander. I'm going to be using the Vanguard Operations Regiment. This gives me the Crocodile. I'll also be using the 4 Logistics Squadron to get some nice commandos out here. So look at the map control. We are dominating in map control because I own this territory here. We have them pushed back. They are not getting anywhere as much fuel as we are. We're getting 48. They're getting 19. So I know we just took over this, so it probably balances it out when we had about the same fuel when they had both of these. But anyway. So Yeah, I'm going to be taking out these machine guns here.
The Huns have 300 points at the moment.
And yeah, that's at least trying to help. These guys are very low health here. You have to be careful. It looks like Nick dropped a bazooka there. I'm going to fall back because I know he has AT guns around here. And this is actually genius. My opponent is going to attack ground here and try to break a hole in the wall here. And with that, he can try to flank around Nick's position. But keep in mind, he's got to deal with me, and it's going to be kind of hard for him to bust through here. So I know it's going a little slow right now, but if maybe he was, there you go. That's what he wanted to do. So I do have units here. I do have my mortars. I am ready for this attack here. And what's good is I can put down a couple mines. This is a very narrow spot, not really meant to be, not really meant for units to pass through this area here. It's a very, very protected area in the middle here. Very close and urban fighting too.
We're losing a capture point.
And my opponents are saying, hey, look, there he's coming in the middle here. I got my machine guns here in these big buildings. And the mortars can reposition and just start blasting away. Especially when he's bunched up like this, getting suppressed. He's going to have a bad day.
Supporting troops are ready to fly into a target area by glider.
Sorry about that, I had to pause for a second, and we are back. So you can see the forces are being pushed back in the center here. In the south, we have Schnappy still fighting up against the OKW Tony. And in the north, yeah, infantry support guns spam. We got 2 of them. Okay, just 2, not 3.
A capture point is being overrun.
This guy's like, I got a bazooka. Oh yeah, none of this German stuff here. The bazookas bounce off tanks so easily in this game, though. So I've begun fortifying. I have my own landmines around here, various places. I just put one right here in case they decide to come through here. I could actually wipe out a squad. I'll put another one down here too, so if they get wounded and they're not paying attention, they can lose their whole squad there. Looks like Lipton is building a Ford. What's that called exactly? It's been a little while since I played this game. Ford assembly area. Yep. Nick has airborne troops with LMGs. Very, very nice. Needs to stop retreating though. Ooh, those guys are on fire. And Cromwell comes up here. Anyway, so long story short, my armored car found a Panzer. I was really hoping he would push in here, but he must know about barbed wire or something. So they're going to take that, unfortunately. Now in the north, though, the Cromwell point blank is going to do some real damage to the Wehrmacht, force them back here. Yeah, look, those guys just got wiped out there, and then the Bofors is still... If I were them, I would target my assault guns at the Bofors position right here. It's somewhat well protected too, the way Lipton set it up here. They're gonna have to push up this area. They can't, or they can flank around too. But Nick is covering that with a nice fighting position there. What do we have here? Incendiary artillery barrage. That will burn those OKW forces out. Okay, so I have my tank out here, and I also have a nice glider here, which I'm using. Which I can use as a forward retreat point, and I can train commandos from it. Now, you don't usually need to get the medic squad here because your infantry squads usually have the field or the medical supplies that you can distribute. So, kind of a waste of manpower in my opinion. Now I'm going to go up to this victory point again because we keep losing the one on this side. It's been a real battle for Schnappy down here going up against the OKW. He's waiting for it to ambush these guys now. Okay, that's... I don't think... Can you actually get around this? Maybe you... Yeah, I guess you can. So I'm moving up. Check this out. So this building right here is a machine gun in it. My opponent is stacking. And, you know, rockets are not only good for tanks. They're also good for buildings, too. So in a second here, I'm going to activate the rockets. Bam! So I shocked this unit here and I killed half their crew. So that was pretty good. I'm getting these guys into heavy cover here. They're firing at this unit right here in the open, and Alaska's going to run in and get shot here. Unfortunately, I don't think I can hit that with my mortar position all the way back here, but it's got some very decent range. I'm very aware that my opponent could have some kind of a tank. I don't know where their tank went earlier, but it's up here. Still a tough battle over the fuel right now. Oh, nice. He's got the wasp. I think that's what they call it there. It is a real battle, though, because it's very tight quarters. Are going back and forth. There's not a lot of room for armor to maneuver. Is Lipton's tank getting? Yeah, Lipton's tank's getting fixed. It seems like 3 of our opponents have really... This is like their stronghold, this area right here, where they have a lot of their units on this little part of the map here. Anyway, I actually managed to kill them, this guy. I did not fire the rockets again, but he managed to just keep shooting at them. And I do not see there's a tank here. But if he's not careful, he'll be in some trouble. I'm going to pull back my tank at this point. I feel a little exposed that units could run up here, but I do have my officer, my commando officer guy down here. They're going to take this almost instantly back, unfortunately, and my mortar really does not have the best angle. What I could have done is I could have put a machine gun here, which is actually probably a good idea in retrospect. But I'm doing a good job holding the center. We're really benefiting. They're getting massive amounts of munitions, which really helps Nick, as you can see, has tons of munitions along with Lipton, and it just makes it easier for us to be able to upgrade it. Use the tulip rockets and any kind of bombing stuff we want to do, support strikes, whatever. Looks like Lipton's tank charged in here. Will he get the shot off? He traded. Let's both instantly catch on fire. I actually watched a good movie recently. I watched it with my dad, actually. It was Fury. About the Easy 8 Sherman guys. That was like, the ending was just, it was sad, but I was like, this is like epic. They need something to stop out of there. Okay, so I'm prepping. We're about to do a massive attack, coordinated attack, Schnappy and I, on this southern position here. By massive, I mean I'm going to do an attack with my tanks here. Now, he's in a very protected position here. Is he making a tank here? Yeah. He's absolutely suppressing and killing the hell out of my units here, but I'm going to move forward here with my tanks. They're in a little bit of trouble. These containers are really protecting that vehicle right there. I want to kill this armored, the headquarters, I mean. So that squad got wiped out here. It's critical that I take out this bunker to stop suppressing all of his units here. We're getting kind of stuck here. This is a very, very well prepped position. This is a good idea where his headquarters is. So he's shooting at my tanks, not doing any real damage. It's our front armor here, and he should go down here. Yep, so his headquarters has been wiped out. Schnappy's feeling good and wants to push up here. So I'm going to help him out. Let's look up what's going on up here. Yeah, we got a Stug and a Panzer IV that are pushing up, taking out the Wasp. There looks like we're starting to lose some control of the northern part here. And yeah, they just trying to maneuver around here. The Jagd Panzer's going to have to fall back. My officer threw a grenade at this retreating unit and actually killed one of Lipton's guys there, unfortunately. But I have more commandos here, so I'm actually really enjoying using the commandos. They're not too expensive either. They're only about $350, so they pulled everything back, and meanwhile they've left their headquarters open. They also have the Gammon bomb, the light Gammon bomb, which is quite good. Pull my commandos back. Shooting the rockets at this thing. I have plenty of munitions after all, because we've had them the whole time. Now, what I'd be worried is if they got a King Tiger or something, and just were able to push in the north here, in the at the fuel area. It's a big battle down there, but this guy is now defeated, and he'll just capture us and fall back. What's going on up here? Great positioning for this thing. They have to maneuver that. I didn't know the U.S. could hop. I thought only the U.S. could hop into this position right here. I mean, only the British, the guy who built it. This is not good. You do not want to be fighting both these guys here, but Nick's Lipton get away with this? Yes, as he retreats, they'll be firing short here. That is gone, though. Great shot from Lipton's tank back there. Oh, anyone can man this, apparently, the trench. Yeah, they really need some kind of artillery or something. I know, I'm starting to maneuver. I'm starting to move up here. And our commando's outflanking his MG. He's going to retreat here. Our suppressed Stens. They never attacked right here, which is surprising so far. It's 21 minutes into the match. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good so far about our odds here. The orange player now, he does have a tank that's moving up here. Now, here's something you always realize when you have tanks. Just remember that when you're outnumbered and you know your opponent has 2 tanks and you have 1, don't bonsai it in. I'm just going to be a little cautious here, but keep in mind, he has no turret, which is good for me because with that, we can outflank him.
The enemy are weakening. They're down to 100
And they're
points.
really bleeding on victory points. They've held most of these points for the longest time, and they only have 1 victory point, but now they're starting to take our field, which is not good. So I got the big guns hitting his flank here, and as he tries to turn, I'll have the Cromwell move up too, and we'll just surround this guy here. And I have his side armor and rear armor exposed, and as he turns, he's just screwed. And there goes that Stug. Now, one of them said good game to us, I think, or something. So Schnappy was saying good game. Schnappy's calling down some incinerary, I believe. Yep, we're on this position here. That's good. That should hopefully burn this flak placement out. The thing is, we have 57 we're getting right now because we built fuel caches. I built 2 myself, or I built 1. Yeah, even though we don't have both of those, we're still getting 37 now. So that's it. I said 57 a second ago. 37. I'm trying to help them out on this side. I can see an AT gun maneuvering here, so I want to be a little careful. I can see that from my retreating unit here. And another rule is don't give your opponent free stuff here. I'm going to throw a light gammon bomb on them. And that should wipe out this squad here, bunched up, and goodbye. So my Cromwell is safe. He popped out false shooters. They're really trying to stop the victory point bleed at this point here.
The squad's gone.
I believe I lost a squad retreating. Oh, my commando squad on the retreat got killed. Yeah, he's just going to start losing squads here. I would push up with his IS-2 here. He's going to have the right angle on them there. And look at this, they're just popping units out. They managed to sneak units all the way around. So down to 16 victory points.
Your commandos are ready.
So as they move up though, we have the guardhouse right here and the mortar emplacement, and it's not gonna help them. They just lost their Fallschirmjägers there. Yeah, they're popping Fallschirmjägers here. These were just pioneers. Oh, I guess Lipton's gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna maneuver up here. This that's just a regular Churchill. It's not as cool as the Croc. So I have commandos still coming out. We're under direct light here though. From wow, he moved that really far up. So if I could capture this again, that would be really good. I'm going to pop the raid operation, which allows me to rapidly capture. Look at that. Look how fast that goes down. And we have tanks coming around. It's just the MGs here. We have to be kind of careful, though. Managed to wipe out that squad. It's not really a big deal. I can call the strafing support 200.
The capture point is being overrun.
So that'd be good to use. I'm also getting attacked by a barrage of Fallschirmjägers down here. They landed. And the Katusha, just everyone's bunched up.
We have destroyed a forward position.
Just absolutely got shredded here. I was calling it my strafing run in this position here too, to damage tanks and everything, and that actually got shot down by this guy here. So right now our opponents are just being annoying. Wow! Oh my, that hit my commandos, that's right, I remember that distinctly. I was like, wow, I had these two squads moving up here. However, I can get a crocodile, which is going right to these Fallschirmjägers and going to end this nuisance here. So it's just a delaying tactic. We got our fuel back. We'll be able to capture enough of this. They're down to 16 men here. Nick's got a Sherman up here that'll get rid of these engineers, basically. They're so far isolated anyway. Wow, that guy actually got caught on fire. That's brutal. Even so, I was chasing him with a tank. And I knocked him out of control. I have my commandos here. He's doing some real damage to me in the building here. Oh, I guess it's great for killing a building. A flamethrower. Look at that. Just absolutely wiped out that squad there. So we'll have that. We have this one back here. They're going a little crazy here. His gun got stuck. And Schnappi's going to lose that, unfortunately, but now we're down to, got most of these. They're being completely overwhelmed here. Someone's going down here. It has so many targets it can't even decide what it wants to shoot on. They have a King Tiger, though. That is Lipton, I believe. Yep, so we're even getting this one back on this side here, too. Wow, that was a great shot from that King Tiger. Nick needs a grenade or something. So here's our radius right here, this kind of range. And that's when they ran down to 0 victory points. Good game by our opponents. Here are the kills. Nick, actually, Stoppy had the most. He was doing a lot of heavy infantry fighting. Nick had the least. Lipton and I were basically tied with the same amount of deaths. So as the British, we really didn't take as many casualties as our allies did. But our opponents, especially Tony and Twitchy, big losses here. In fact, all the OKW had, or the all the OKW players had good losses. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I just say the reason we won this is because we go to our map here. We had map control throughout most of this game here. We had a very strong front line, especially in the center and on the right side here. While they were battling over the field, they left the victory points very vulnerable. We were able to get these 4 victory points basically throughout most of the match, and that's why the victory points were so in our favor. 370 to 0. So, good day, opponents. I'll see you guys in the next match. Leave a like if you enjoyed.